Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We're live, my friends. It is September 10th, 2010. We've got a very well-known comedian who's done HBO specials, you name it, who's been on the broadcast before, Patrice Oneal, coming up in the next segment for the balance of the hour. He's got a lot of courage. He's questioned President Obama. He has questioned 9/11. He's a listener of the broadcast. Patrice Oneal coming up. We'll talk about a host of issues, including the big Ground Zero mosque diversion, the burn the Koran situation. We'll talk about all of it with Patrice Oneal. In the second and third hour, we're going to go through a lot of big developments concerning the inside job that was 9/11 9 years ago. The, of course, 9th anniversary of 9/11 is tomorrow. The police state news I have today is incredible as well. I remember seeing Homeland Security head Ridge, 7 years ago, say that they would have basically the same type of checkpoints in shopping malls, trains, buses, and on highways that they have in airports. That's just there to train you to submit to tyranny. And here it is out of NBC, Philadelphia. Random pat-downs turned Patco into police state. That's the Philadelphia headline out of NBC, not Alex Jones. And the police are quoted as saying, we can do anything we want. We can strip search you. We can do anything we want. We are going to. This is the new America. Has nothing to do with terrorism. And here's a key article by Kurt Nimmo today up on Infowars.com. Hamilton and Keene call for domestic terrorism agency for domestic terror groups. And, of course, over 90% of the funding and training has nothing to do with turbaned-wearing men in Central Asia. It's all for gun owners, libertarians, conservatives, anti-war activists, basically anybody that isn't controlled by the false left-right two-party system. So the domestic Gestapo now being publicly announced. And a federal court has ruled that citizens can be secretly arrested, tortured, disappeared. So 100% official Nazi Germany or Soviet Russia announcements being made. Now, let's see them try to actually carry it out. But this is a rogue criminal government run by private corporations that have already stolen tens of trillions of dollars in the last 2 years, and they're just getting started. So all of that is coming up. And dealing with the economy, a lot of really important news on that front. It's now begun. They're now having treasury sales, and record numbers of people and governments and institutions are refusing to buy them. So the Federal Reserve is having to buy treasury notes basically from itself. Treasuries tumble following weak 30-year sale of 30-year bonds. Geithner says China needs to let market drive up the yuan. We'll go through all of that economic news as well today. And again, we have other news articles saying, well, it is a recovery for the banks. They're making record profits, but everybody else overall is losing money, losing their jobs, having their pay being cut. They're underemployed. Unemployment, of course, is surging. And that's even with the government's cooked numbers that they're using. A lot of folks are calling and emailing saying, where have I been the last 3 days? Conspiracy Theory. Jesse Ventura's Conspiracy Theory television show. Second season coming up in October. I'm a consultant and also appear in the show, and I can't really talk about what we discovered in Georgia or in Louisiana, but I'll just leave it at that. I've been on a secret mission the last 3 days with Jesse Ventura. He is such a great guy and is really, really getting fully educated about the New World Order. I'll just leave it at that. But coming up in October, before the show kicks off, you'll hear all the exclusives here on this radio broadcast with Jesse Ventura. He may even come into town and be in studio with us ahead of the television show coming up in about a month and a half. But they're still out there investigating all over the United States and even other places. So I've been out of town. I appreciate Paul Joseph Watson filling in for 2 days. But we're back live on this Friday edition. And coming up this Sunday, I'll be live 4 to 6 p.m. for the abbreviated Sunday transmission. Patrice Oneal. On the other side of this quick break, I'm Alex Jones. GCNlive.com is the network website. Stay with us. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to homegain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to homegain.com. Use their home sale maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange home gain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's homegain.com. HOMEGAIN.com. Check them out today. Listen up, friends. This is Alex Jones with key information. The mainstream media is now admitting that we're going into a depression. Don't be dependent on the government for you and your family. You need to get your own supply of high-quality storable foods from efoodsdirect.com. They're the best company out there, the longest continually operating, with a ton of great food to choose from. It's all fresh, made on a monthly basis, not some old cruddy food they're selling you like some of the other guys. Try their new evacuation pack, a 2-week supply of delicious, easy-to-fix food. It comes with all the equipment you need to prepare it. With open talk of a strike on Iran in the next 3 months, the crisis in the Gulf, and possible evacuations, get yourself and your family ready today. The place to go is efoodsdirect.com. Go to their website online right now, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or call 800-409-5633. Again, on the web, efoodsdirect.com/Alex, or give them a call at 800-409-5633.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
You've got it. This transmission is coming to you.
Waging war on corruption.
All right, you are go.
It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the info war.
We see the You've got it.
All right, coming up in the second, third hour, we're getting into the 10th anniversary or 9th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. I'm going to get into the economy, incredible police state developments as well. But in this first hour, Patrice Oneal is in studio with us. He's a very successful stand-up comedian, radio personality, and actor. He's been on a number of comedy specials, Showtime, HBO, Comedy Central Presents, in addition to a guest appearance on television shows such as The Late Night with David Letterman, and on and on. Ellen DeGeneres Show, The Office. His stand-up comedy focuses on topics such as American politics, race and race relations, sexuality, and censorship. He is also a regular visitor of the Opie and Anthony program on XM Radio. Patrice is currently on tour and will be performing this Friday and Saturday night here in Austin, Texas, where we're based at the Cap City Comedy Club. So if it isn't already sold out, you can probably get down there and see him tonight and tomorrow. Patrice Oneal, good to have you here in studio with us.
Thank you, sir. How you doing, man?
It's awesome. It's good to have you here. I mean, I had seen you on television a few times before, but then I had seen some clips and heard some clips of you on the Opie and Anthony show that reaches millions and millions of people. And you were, very early on, right when the Obama deception came out, when Obama was still like God, you were saying people need to see this Obama deception, and you were saying, hey, this shatters the left-right paradigm. And they were saying, what, Patrice, you support Bush?
Look, you can't. I think there's an instinct to people who believe in New World Order and globalization. There's an instinct. You don't have to be informed to have that instinct. It's like when I first saw after The Family came out, I had a heartwarming feeling just to see the black family come out, and you go, wow, man, I'm alive to see that. But then they see the faces, and you see these faces, and you go, man, something's wrong. Like, you just have an instinct, like, why am I not as happy as I should be right now? That's the New World Order instinct. Then you go and you find certain things out. So I was I think I was on like 50cent.com. 50cent.com. 50 Cent has his this is 50. So you had the Obama deception thing right there as I'm watching something on 50, and I looked at it, man, and I'm like, I can't be an honest human being if I don't feel like this is touching on something. And I had the instinct that of all of that, but that particular film opened me up to the whole thing. And the one thing, if I have to pick out one thing that got me going, was the fact that the Federal Reserve Bank is private owned company. That, on the lowest levels, I have never gotten past that. If there's the eugenics and the globalization and all of this stuff, and out of everything that got me going and keeps my mind in that direction, is that the Federal Reserve is a private-owned company. I wonder why 50 Cent linked to the movie. Maybe he's awake. This is 50s.com is where I saw the link to the Obama deception, and it it brought me in a direction that it's got KRS-One and of course Professor Griffin. Professor Griffin's in that, and KRS has always been into that, but the thing is, I noticed something about it. I'm a comedian. When I first got into it, heavy, you stop being funny. You really do. You just, nothing's funny. So I had to kind of chill out for a second and figure out how to be funny, back to being funny again, and then still throwing it out to people, because at the level you are, I watch the website and watch all the films. At the level you're at, it scares the death out of the average person who even might be. Eugenics is the highest level. Well, exactly. That's what happens to me. I'm working all the time, and so I'm usually not freaked out or scared. But then when I take off a few days or get away from the radio or don't, read the news, driving into work this morning, I wouldn't even call it scared, just more freaked out, realizing this is real. I mean, I was on the airplane flying back from New Orleans yesterday, right, from doing a investigation and shoot with Jesse Ventura, and I was asked by a man on the plane next to me and a woman next to me, both separately were listeners, and they said, is this real for you or is this entertainment? And I said, well, wait a minute. Everything we talk about is on the record. Of course this is real. Of course this is real. But getting back to eugenics, now, I saw them build up Obama as our savior, right, and they were going to try to push their agenda. They took a step with their left foot. Right. Now they're getting ready with the right wing and Glenn Beck and Sarah Palin to take a step with their right foot. And so now I was called a communist when I didn't like Bush. Now I've been called a right-winger because I don't like Obama. And now I'm getting ready to be called a commie again because now I've got to swing my guns over onto Glenn Beck and Sarah Palin. But I think the plan was not, I think Obama was supposed to be in office for 8 years. I think the thing that destroyed the Obama plan, I think, is racism. I think white people's, the average white person who's not into the New World Order, they're into just regular politics, I think they can't take having a black boss for 8 years. And I think that ruined the higher ups' plan to have him kind of have this feel of warm, we're all together. Yeah, this feel good, and then I think the average, like, I don't even know who to say the average white person, but people are starting tea parties and starting these things that's from 1712. I think I mean, look, I'm not stupid, you know what I mean? It's like, don't lie to me about it not being racial when you start a tea party and you out of nowhere, it's a 2-year movement out of nowhere when the president's black. If we're into, like, if you're in the New World Order, this is not, it don't matter black, white. That's why it's like, if you're into that, you just go, I don't care what color the president is, because it's all foul. But the average person who's just in the Republican and Democrat